Guys, time for another Friday Fives here on the channel. This week I'm going to be covering, as you can tell by the description, top 5 Star Wars audiobooks that are available on Audible that I've listened to. Now I have listened to most of the Star Wars books, so let's see what I think. Let's get into this 5 list and see what are my opinions of the top 5 Star Wars audiobooks. Okay, kick it off this week at number 5 we have Last Shot by Daniel Jose Older, narrated by Mark Thompson. Last Shot is a really good Star Wars novel. It's sort of like it's a heist novel as well. So it follows Han Solo and all of the crew off to do a heist. So if you like things like Ocean's 11 and Star Wars, put them together and that's what you've got from this. It is a very, very good read. Coming in at number 5. Hey guys, next up at number 4 we have Phasma by Delilah S. Dawson, narrated by January Lavoie. Possibly the best thing about the new Star Wars universe is this novel. A very, very good book that follows Phasma's origins. So if you liked Phasma in the new films and thought that she got a bit of a rough deal, this story, although it's centered around Vi Maraudy, who goes on to have her own follow-on sequel, which is called Black Spire, which is trash. This novel follows her storytelling of Phasma. A very, very likable novel. Gives you a lot of backstory that's not in the films. For example, why Phasma wears the silver armor, where she comes from, what her backstory is. It's a very, very good story and definitely worthy of number 4 on the list. Okay, and here we go. Getting into the top 3 this week, we have got The Outcast. Outcast. It's part of the Fate of the Jedi series, book number 1. I'm including this for the whole series really, because it gets a 3rd position. Following Luke Skywalker after the events of the original trilogy. I have covered it before. A very, very good series. Can't say enough good stuff about it. If you haven't listened to it before, the character development's perfect. The storyline is much better than the new trilogies. And if you like Star Wars but haven't listened to this somehow, definitely get on it. Fantastic book. And coming in at number 2, we have Thrawn by Timothy Zahn again, and narrated by Mark Thompson. Thrawn is the start of the Thrawn trilogy, the new Thrawn trilogy. There was a duology before, and there is another new Thrawn trilogy coming up. That's going to be released. The first book of that trilogy is released on the 17th of the 5th, I think. I'll put it up here. Anyway, guys, this book follows Thrawn just as he comes into known space, as he leaves the Ascendancy and comes to join the Empire. It's a very, very well-paced novel, and it has some really interesting plot development and a lot of character development for Thrawn and his 2IC. Obviously, fans of stuff like Rebels and the that Disney series, you're going to really enjoy this, covering Thrawn's backstory, and it actually goes to flesh Thrawn out to be one of the most likable characters on the dark side of the Force. But if you haven't checked out any of the Thrawn stuff, definitely check out the duology first and then kick off with Thrawn. But definitely worth 2nd place on this list of the best Star Wars books. Okay guys, coming in at number 1, my all-time favourite Star Wars audiobook available on Audible is the Darth Bane trilogy. Starting off with Path of Destruction by Drew Karpyshyn, and this time narrated by Jonathan Davies. The Darth Bane series covers Darth Bane as he instigates the Path of Two. Now, he was originally mentioned, I think, in the prequel trilogies as the guy who set up the Rule of Two. When the Sith Empire went from, well, not Sith Empire, but when the new Sith went from being a whole collective of Sith in the Old Republic down to being the master and apprentice style of Sith that we see in the movies. Darth Bane started that, and he also covers a lot of other Jedi lore and Sith lore in this series. It is an incredible series. As a standalone book, it's fantastic, but it is definitely, in my opinion, the best available Star Wars audiobook. If you haven't had the pleasure of enjoying Star Wars Darth Bane, all three of them, go and check it out. Start off with Path of Destruction, the first book, and you really get a sense of how this character develops and goes through a huge character arc, from being a little boy working in a mine to being the greatest, most powerful Sith Lord in the universe at that time. Anyway, guys, that is it for my recommendations. Well, my top 5 list this week. I hope everyone's staying safe. I hope everyone's enjoying their apocalypse. If you have any ideas or comments or questions, please stick them below. If you disagree with me on anything, great. Let me know about it. Stick comments below. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me which Star Wars books you think should have made the list, because if I haven't listened to them, I would love to. I have listened to most. Anyway, guys, you have a fantastic week, and I will catch you next Friday for the next Friday Fives. Coming out on Sunday is my weekly upload, and then I'm going to push back my book review because it falls on Sunday. I'm going to push it back to Monday. I'll release the video then. It is going to be Ready Player One. That review is out on Monday. Alright then, guys, you have an incredible time. Enjoy staying at home, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.